Hello. Today I would like to talk to you about the danger of comparative virtue. But what's comparative virtue, you may ask? Comparative virtue is where when you aren't quite virtuous, but you are by comparison to other people. Perhaps you might also ask what a virtue is. A virtue is something good about you. So, for example, some people consider intelligence to be a virtue. Some people consider wisdom to be a virtue. Some people think that courage is a virtue. Some people think that ambition is a virtue. Lots of people have different ideas for virtues. They're things that are good about you. Working hard or being nice or whatever. Now, these virtues are good. It is a good thing to be these things. For example, I might be proud of myself because I am strong. Or I might be proud of myself because I can speak well. And that's fine. That's a virtue. And being patient is good because that's a virtue. Any number of good things about you are virtues. But then there's things called comparative virtues. It's when you're not quite as good as you think you should be, so you start comparing yourself to others. For example, I may not be nice, but I'm nicer than that guy. I may not be brave, but I'm braver than that person. I may not give to charity, but at least I do this. Those are what we call comparative virtues. And one of the things that I've always tried to teach my students is that comparative virtues are not as good as regular virtues. That you should be, yes, while it's fine to occasionally compare yourself to others, that's completely normal and natural and is likely to never not happen. In general, comparative virtues are kind of worthless. So it doesn't really matter if you're nicer than somebody. It matters that you're nice. It doesn't really matter if you're braver than somebody. You should just be brave. And it doesn't really matter if you work harder than somebody else. You should just work hard. And many times I have heard many people use comparative virtues as an excuse to say, well, I may be racist, but at least I'm not as racist as that person. Or I may be selfish, but at least I'm not as selfish as that person. And that's not how virtue is supposed to work. If you're religious, then you're supposed to be good because your book and your God say so. So they are probably not comparing. They're probably not saying, well, this person was a dick, but at least he wasn't as big of a dick as this person. Or this person was a jerk, but at least, he occasionally did stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect. But at the same time, when you are consoling yourself, unless it's an affirmation, and affirmation's really, I'm sorry, you should focus on the things you are doing, not on how other people are. Because when you look at other people, when you have to push others down to pull yourself up, that's a problem. That's kind of abusive behavior. And you really just shouldn't have to do that. Just be the thing you want to be. Be hardworking. Be kind. Be, thoughtful. Be charitable. Whatever it is that you want to be, just do that. You don't need to bring other people into it. Just be virtuous. Don't drag other people down so that you feel more virtuous. It's one of those things that a lot of people don't seem to understand. Hence my explaining it here. I hope you feel enlightened. This is a short video because it's been a rough week, even though it's only Monday. I hope you're all well. Beep boop.